Skywatcher2 says, J-Dreamers, have you seen any giants in the sky and fish type like dragons and snakes, shadows moving? I like watching many things swimming. It's like the sky fell down lower to me. I've heard many people say that they have seen those exact same things. I myself have never seen like a dragon swimming around in the sky or anything crazy like that, or anything cool like that, I should say, because I would love to see that. But I have seen bubbles, like giant sphere things. They look like bubbles. They look like Glinda the Good Witch when she first appears on the scene in Oz. Like, that's what they look like.
So the point I'm going to draw your attention to is the bubble that he says he has seen that looks like Glinda the Good Witch in Wizard of Oz. But the rest of this, I'm pretty familiar with. A lot of my channel is based on those very snakes and dragons and fish type images in the sky. And I've talked a lot about how the sky is much lower and that there are two layers of clouds now, the upper atmosphere layer and the ones that are just above your head. And it's much lower now. But my point is, listen to what he says about the bubble and Glinda the Good Witch.
Skywatcher2 says, J-Dreamers, have you seen any giants in the sky and fish type like dragons and snakes, shadows moving? I like watching many things swimming. It's like the sky fell down lower to me. I've heard many people say that they have seen those exact same things. I myself have never seen like a dragon swimming around in the sky or anything crazy like that, or anything cool like that, I should say, because I would love to see that. But I have seen bubbles, like giant sphere things. They look like bubbles. They look like Glinda the Good Witch when she first appears on the scene in Oz. Like, that's what they look like. And I've also seen weird things happening with the light and how the light is doing weird things and shadows and stuff. I've not seen, like, moving animals or anything.
This is the beginning of part 2 of a series that Logic Before Authority put out a couple weeks ago called EyeRus Whirled.
Okay, now that we have taken a look and understand the symbolism behind the purple bubble, like the witch traveled in the Wizard of Oz.
And here is part 1 where he explains that bubble
that is around us, and then bring it to you and show it to you. If it wasn't for you guys, we would never know about what I'm getting ready to show you. Do you remember the Wizard of Oz? Do you remember the Wizard of Oz? Where the Good Witch arrived in a bubble.
So in part 1 of this series, he shows how many gods, the halo around the head, is also symbolic of this bubble. Hold that thought. And remember, this is titled EyeRus Whirled, The Arrival, part 1. So here we have a video put out by MB3 3 days ago titled Woman Describes a Tunnel or Conduit Buzzing with Lights in the Sky like an Open Portal. But I'm going to show you the part that he breezed right over and that no one else noticed. And then we'll watch this portal. Do you see it? The bubble? And when you see how quickly he breezes right over it, I don't like people calling him a gatekeeper. He is metering the information, regulating the speed on Disclosure Highway. The speed limit is MBB 333.
Maui, Hawaii, Lisa Beth. Photo here of a towering double-decker rainbow, and here you can see a real thick rainbow shaft, and then you can see it over here by the mountains, and then here's one that looks like it's almost laying on the mountains, visible fiery orange. Maui, Hawaii, Lisa Beth. Photo here of a towering double-decker rainbow, and here you can see a real thick rainbow shaft, and then you can see it over here by the mountains, and then here's one that looks like it's almost laying on the mountain.
You think Mr. MB noticed the bubble? Think there's any chance that he didn't see it? Let's just acknowledge there's no chance that he did not see that. And when you recognize that, you can see that he breezed over it real quick. which tells you it's not a lens flare. Anyway, it tells me that. Now let's watch the portal opening part.
I want to take you guys now to last night's night sky. There was something that was spotted all across North America, from California, Arizona, North Carolina, Toronto. You're looking at a visual here from Linwood, Minnesota by Sean. He took a video. This was around 2:20 a.m. in the morning, depending on where you were at. This video footage, once again, was sent in by Sean of some sort of a mysterious, what looked like a light and a moving cloud in the nighttime sky. And we're going to see more views of this object right here by Linda L. out of Indiana. Looks like a big glowing donut moving through the nighttime sky with some sort of a bright object next to the glowing donut, which is some sort of a gas cloud. I think what that was a fuel dump from a rocket launch by SpaceX that occurred a couple of hours prior, maybe 3 hours prior. And then as this re-entered the atmosphere, it was visible from California, Arizona, Missouri, Minnesota. As you're looking at here from Indiana, I've got footage from Toronto here by Leona O, who happened to notice the big donut-looking ring in the nighttime sky and the bright object next to the large ring. I also received footage out of West Texas of this same spectacle in last night's sky. Here's a photo sent in by Joanne A. out of West Texas, who also noticed this SpaceX re-entry during the overnight hours of June 19th of 2022. I want to take you guys now up to Arvada, Colorado, and we're at a baseball game here, and the video footage was taken by Angelica on the night of June 18th of 2022. And you're going to notice something here off in the distance, and she described this as a tunnel. Said it looked like a tunnel with lights all around it in the nighttime sky. You can see it right here. I'm going to make some modifications to this video. She sent several videos. That was actually a bug that flew in front of their camera. But I do some enhancement work. I zoom in as close as I can. I slow it down. And you're going to see a lot of light activity around what does look like some sort of a dark tunnel in the nighttime sky, or some piece of conduit in the sky. Really bizarre. It's not a blimp. There's way too much light activity around this thing, whatever it may be. It's at a steep angle. A blimp wouldn't be like that in the nighttime sky. It would be definitely horizontal. So I don't know what we've got going on here. Don't claim to know. All I know is Angelica and her friends were very taken back by what they saw in the nighttime sky. And she just asked right here, you're going to hear her say, "What is that?" And then her friend looks over and sees it, and she's running the camera. She happened to notice this first, and you're going to see a lot of light activity off in the distance over here, and you're going to see this object swarming with what look like bright white lights, and you're also going to see dark objects near this, what looks like a tunnel, some sort of a shaft in the nighttime sky near Arvada, Colorado. Here I darkened it up a bit, and you can see the shaft more clearly. This is enhanced, obviously. It's a different format, and you can see all these blinking lights in the proximity of what looks like a dark conduit in the nighttime sky. Here I just simply put it in fast forward, and you can see these objects just zipping around what looks like a tunnel in the nighttime sky. I don't know, guys. You tell me what we're looking at here. Is this some sort of a portal to a alternate dimension that just happened to open up, and we're looking at all kinds of bright static that's associated with some sort of a bizarre portal that opened up above Colorado on the night of June 18th of 2022. And this was again noticed by Angelica, who was at a ball game up there near Denver. Here it is in slow motion. And I also do some enhancement work, and you can see what definitely looks like some sort of a jagged. You can see the edges.
Okay, so you're going to have to watch the rest of the MB3 original to see the rest of his enhancements and his analysis. But as you can see, that was two different incidents. What they were calling the SpaceX rocket launch fuel dump. We've heard that before. What, can they not calculate how much fuel they need? Are they that imprecise? They got looks like we got too much fuel again. We'll have to dump it. So the SpaceX fuel rocket launch dump that was a donut cloud in the sky along with the light is a separate incident from this tunnel portal opening on the same video, mind you. And then you scoot it forward to about 9 minutes and you'll see him buzz right over the bubble.
Maui, Hawaii, Lisa Beth, Photo here of a towering double-decker rainbow, and here you can see a real thick rainbow shaft, and then you can see it over here by the mountains, and then here's one that looks like it's almost laying on the mountain.
You saw how quick he buzzed over this, right? But that's because he is the speed limit governor. On Disclosure Road, the speed limit is MBB 333. But I'm going to pedal to the metal. Hammer down. Let's get it on. Come on. Meet your space brothers. Hope it's Glinda, not her sister.